Hey, this is Bill, and I hope all of you are getting ready for another Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls basketball season. Have you got your season tickets yet? You know they're on sale. The Hustlin' Owls are in action starting October 24th. You know who's coming to town that day? Southern Oregon. You better catch that game. Hey, I thought it'd be helpful if we just kind of walk through this new roster. As you know, just a slew of graduations. All these great young men have been with the program. They've graduated. They're off having great lives at this point, and now we have a new batch of Hustlin' Owls. I thought it'd be nice to take a couple minutes and talk about this new look team and what could happen. Why don't we start by just going through the lineup and who we have coming back. This team will be a complete reload this season, but Coach Justin Parnell, he's brought in a top class of Hustlin' Owls, as you've probably already heard. Every one of them, all state players. Every one of them is going to be able to make an immediate impact. Almost 75% of the scoring and 2/3 of the rebounding has graduated, but this just provides a great opportunity for these new recruits, these new guys, to be the next storied generation of Hustlin' Owl basketball. That great Hustlin' Owl basketball that we've all become accustomed to. The Owls this season, they're going to be anchored by 6'7" junior Jackson Cooper. You all know Jackson. Cooper out of Cleveland High School. He's 9 points, 5 rebounds last season. Of course, he's out of Portland Cleveland High School. In his sophomore season, he played 18 minutes a game. Tough defender. He's hard to stop inside the paint. The Owls are going to need his scoring and rebounding, especially his leadership this season with such a young team. Cooper can expect a lot of defensive attention this season, and he will have to hit his free throws to be effective. Another key returner for the Hustlin' Owls is 6'6" senior Dakota Reber. Reber brings athleticism and length. That's so necessary in today's game. Dakota has a tough fallback jump shot. You guys have seen it from like 10 to 12 feet out. Really hard to stop him, and he can really drill the three. You can be assured that opponents are going to try to take advantage of the Hustlin' Owls youth this season, and the coaches will definitely look to Reber to provide senior leadership. Senior Grant Tull, he's played sparingly in his career. He's going to face a big responsibility as one of only 2 seniors on this team. The senior out of Gridley, California, he can definitely hit the three, shooting 40% last season. He's strong. He's shown he can play tough, physical interior defense, and the Owls will look for this senior to find his role, provide leadership to this young team. 6'10" junior out of Wilsonville High School, Logan Thebe, he's going to be expected to be the man to anchor the middle this season. Thebe is a strong, capable post. He saw limited minutes backing up Oregon Tech legendary tough guy Blake Jensen. But Thebe is strong as a bull, and he'll definitely be able to hold his own throughout the league. He needs to find his offensive rhythm. Really needs to improve his footwork. It's been a bit of a bugaboo for him, but I expect fans to be pleasantly surprised at how well he anchors that middle. 6'5" sophomore Suture, he's got a bright future with the Owls. He's out of Sherwood High. He's shown great promise and potential early on. Jared Suture came to Oregon Tech known as a scorer and a defender, and fans can expect those things out of him this season. A strong natural leader. I expect Jared Suture to be a key for the Hustlin' Owls this season. Suture has potential to be one of the best on-ball defenders in the Cascade Conference this season. He's got great lateral speed. He doesn't cross his feet. His length, it makes him very difficult for wings to get past him and penetrate. In addition to defense, look for Jared to be much more of a scoring threat. He always has had that ability, but with the offensive team that Oregon Tech has had, he really hasn't had to shoot too much. Suture could be one of the breakout players this season for the Hustlin' Owls. Garrett Osborne, 6'3" junior out of Redmond, Oregon. Osborne's had limited opportunities with such a senior-laden team the last couple years, but Garrett Osborne is extremely athletic. He loves to fly to the hoop, and I can guarantee you one thing. When he comes into the game, something's going to happen. He loves to mix it up. He's not afraid to aggressively go after that ball. 6'2", Sean Chris Tresvant, another Owl who's seen limited opportunities in minutes. Tresvant is extremely strong, quick, is known as a perimeter ball-hawking defender. I expect him to be locked in a tough battle for point guard, which I'll talk a bit more about in a moment. A couple of returning red shirts playing as freshmen this season. Caden Groening out of Southridge and Quincy Townsend out of Mountain View. Both of these players have shown tremendous talent in the little bit we've seen from them. You might remember the night Quincy Townsend put a offensive show on toward the end of, I think, the Evergreen game. Caden Groening is a crafty point guard in the mold of many great Hustlin' Owl point guards. His strength will definitely be tested to get longer minutes in the CCC, but hopefully he came in a bit stronger. He's got a good skill set. He's definitely small. He needs to be strong. Colby Wicker is a transfer, the lone transfer on this team, 6'2 junior out of Utah. He transferred to Oregon Tech after 2 seasons at Southwestern Oregon Community College. He's experienced, and from everything I've read and heard, he's a great locker room guy. He could provide much needed stabilizing force for a young team. Averaged 14 points, 3 assists per game as a sophomore over at Southwestern Oregon. He earned all Southern Region and NWAC All-America honors. Quite the honor. So look for Colby Wicker. He could be an important player this season. Let's look at some of the freshmen new coming in. Owen Nathan, he's a 2025 graduate out of Roosevelt High. His team won the PIL last season. That's a tough league. Last season he had averaged 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, and he led the Oregon 6A with 7 assists a game. He was PIL Player of the Year. That's a great honor, and 6A All-State. So Owen Nathan has a lot of upside, as most of these guys do. James Kefkin, he's a 2025 graduate out of Westview, first team All-Metro, 6A, second team 6A All-State. His team placed 5th in the tournament, but last season he averaged almost 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, and he made, get this fans, 83 three-pointers. We need a guy who can bury the three. Jalen Payne out of Oregon City. As a senior, he averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 Rivers League Player of the Year, first team All-State. His build and his game could be just perfectly suited to this level of college basketball. I mean, we'll have to see, but I think there's a lot of upside with Galen. Mason Bierbauer, a guy, I saw him play as a sophomore. He's out of Barlow. I looked at Chuck when I saw him play, and hey, that guy's going to be good. And now he's at Oregon Tech. His team, Barlow, they won the 6A state title. As a senior, he averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds. He was all Metro League, or Mount Hood League, and 6A All-State. And the last, but definitely not least, of the new incoming freshmen is Kyle Biddle, out of just from over the hill, out of Crater High School. His dad, as you probably know, played basketball for Oregon Tech. He was a really good player. I remember watching him. Ryan Biddle, boy, he could really drain the three. Kyle Biddle, he averaged 20 points a game as a senior, all Midwestern League, and a 5A All-State selection as well. So this freshman class coming in is absolutely loaded. And with so many graduations last season, every position is wide open. Every position, nobody's got a spot. One of the most important positions in Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owl basketball, though, is the point guard. And this season, there'll be several players vying for that position, and probably more than what I mentioned, honestly. But Caden Groening of the freshman, he's crafty, distributes the ball well. Coaches will look for him to come in stronger, as we talked about. He's got to be able to handle those Cascade Conference defenders. Sean Chris Tresvant, extremely talented guard, very quick, strong. He'll be amongst the favorites to get that point guard nod as well. And we can't overlook the freshman Owen Nathan coming into Oregon Tech from Roosevelt last season, where he led Oregon 6A in assists. Also, we have Colby Wicker, the transfer. He could also get some minutes at point guard. But it's going to be an interesting battle. That's going to make them all better, actually. You know how that works. And it's going to be fun to see who gets the nod against Southern Oregon on October 24th. One more quick word about playing time. I think there's a lot of misconception amongst fans. Sometimes I talk to them, if a younger guy, an underclassman, and a senior are equal on what they bring to the court, there's a misconception that the senior will get the nod. That's not necessarily true. In fact, it's usually the opposite. If they're equal, they bring the same things to the court. Look for that younger player, that underclassman, to get the playing time, because that is the future of the program. And I just bring that up because I hear that sometimes from fans. You got to understand that coaches have to build for the future. And in today's college basketball, there's no earned a spot. I mean, there's no given a spot, or deserve a spot, I should say. Everything is earned. Hey, before we end up, we definitely can't forget Justin Parnell. What an amazing job he's done as the Hustlin' Owls skipper. He comes to season 10 with 193 wins, a 70% plus winning percentage, and he's now the second winningest coach in Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owl history. Coach Parnell, he's done an unbelievable job building young teams in his tenure at Oregon Tech, and we can definitely expect more of the same from him this year. And speaking of that Southern Oregon game I mentioned a minute ago, that's going to be a non-conference game at Danny Miles Court on October 24th. So that's the season opener. And then the next night, the Owls will play an exhibition game against the Seattle Mariners. Looking further into the Hustlin' Owls schedule, they're really going to be tested November 7th and 8th. They travel to Arizona. They're going to take on the Masters and Arizona Christian, both perennial Kansas City teams, and that will be a good test. Let us know where this young team is. I'll be covering that tournament down there for Cascade Hoops Talk, but that should be a good test for those freshmen and this young team, and get them ready for a tough Cascade conference. And don't miss the Lithia Classic this year. Always great. But we're going to have Our Lady of the Lake and Hope International come to Danny Miles Court. It's going to be an amazing tournament, as it always is. Do not miss. And speaking of do not miss, do you have your season tickets? You need to get them today. It's the hottest ticket in town. Of course, this includes entry into both the men's and women's basketball. You can go online and get them. If you don't want to go online, call up to the school. They'll help you out. But get those season tickets today. Hey, buckle up. Get ready. It's going to be another great season of Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls basketball. I can't wait, and I know you can't either. I can't wait to see each and every one of you at Danny Miles Court October 24th, and we're going to take on Southern Oregon. Hey, this is Bill, and I'll see you there at Danny Miles Court.